There we go. Welcome back. Welcome back to another week, guys. This one's probably going to be a little bit more concise than the other ones. So me and Charles have like a theme that we kind of want to stick to today. We might explore some other things towards the end of the chat, but ultimately we want to get you ready for Black Friday. And one of my questions for Charles this week was, "Hey Charles, what do I need to do at the page level or the SEO level to get my clients, ready for Black Friday?" Because yeah, you don't want to be creating pages a couple of days before Black Friday, because they're probably not going to rank. So you want to, honestly, if you're preparing for Black Friday for organic stuff, you want to start getting it done now. There's a lot that we're kind of preparing on my client side for the email marketing side, the Google Ads side. The Google Ads side is, to be honest, it's much more educating my clients of what's possible in the platform and how we can promote their promotions basically, and what products they want to target. But yeah, Facebook ads is not something I do a whole lot of, but Facebook ads is going to be an important aspect. But I see Facebook ads playing a more important role in the lead up to Black Friday. If you're advertising on Facebook on Black Friday, in an election year, it's going to be freaking expensive. So, yeah, keep that in mind too. But yeah, Charles was just about to say, "I've got all this awesome stuff for Black Friday." I'm like, wait, let's hit record and let's just jump into it. We can chat about it on the call. So, Charles, I'll let you take it away now and fill us with gold for the Black Friday stuff. What we can look forward to and what we should be implementing.
Yeah. So the first things first, let's kind of discuss briefly the biggest mistake that most e-commerce stores make when it comes to what I would describe as Black Friday SEO. Actually optimizing your store on an organic level to show up for Black Friday deals. And the number one mistake that most e-commerce stores make is they just take their existing sales page, or it might be current deals, whatever terminology they use, and they just change the copy on that page for Black Friday or any other sale day throughout the year. So in the US, we've just had Labor Day, I believe, and there's obviously you've obviously got Cyber Monday that follows Black Friday. In the UK, Boxing Day is a big one after Christmas.
In
So
Australia
each,
too, it's huge.
yeah. So I mean, each major country has slightly different days, and obviously what you should be targeting. So the number one thing is create dedicated SEO landing pages specifically for each individual type of sale. In this case, we're talking about Black Friday. And I would also create one for Cyber Monday as well. So I'd have a separate page. Now, obviously, there's more work involved, but you're going to get better results by doing that. The biggest problem by changing your current sales page, and if you're doing that every time that there's a new sale on, Google are going to get confused about what the content on the page is related to, because you're constantly changing the page on the content. Potentially, you're changing the SEO title and description. It's going to completely throw Google off, and the likelihood is if they don't understand what's on the page, they're not going to rank the page well. So that's probably the number one thing to do, is first start with actually building a dedicated page specifically for Black Friday. And by doing that, you can then start adding in the different elements on the page. So we would be looking at making sure that in the page title, or the H1, the headline tag, which is usually your page title, we want to make sure that we've got Black Friday deals in that title. And then also having probably a collection description. Again, we're using terminology related to Black Friday and the products that you're also selling. So, there'll be, when you go into use things like SEM Rush to do your keyword research, or even manually typing into Google, you're probably going to find in your industry that there's going to be, whatever your keyword is, Black Friday deals. So, white Nike trainers, Black Friday deals, or Black Friday deals iPhones. Whatever it is that you're selling. So that's going to be super important as well. And it just allows us to start from a really well optimized page rather than trying to force it on an existing page where it's not properly optimized. And also the URL is important as well. And that's why we suggest creating a brand new page rather than using your existing sales page, because the URL is also a ranking signal. If we can get Black Friday deals in that URL, then again, it's going to help your e-commerce store rank higher up as well.
I already have a lot of questions.
Good.
The first one, so you just mentioned, like, depending on what industry you are, like, on what keyword you'd use. So say it was a supplement company, right? And they did Black Friday deals for supplements or something like that. And you gave the example of kind of white Nike runners. Like, how granular are you going with those titles? And I feel like if you went that granular, you'd have to create like multiple Black Friday pages. Would you recommend that?
Yeah, actually, that's probably not. You're right. That's probably not a good example. I would be looking more at the collection level if you're going to do that.
Makes sense.
And I just do one page as well, because you don't want to confuse
Yeah.
Google in terms of what page they want to rank. So you just have one main Black Friday page with all of the different, I guess, bestsellers or the ones that you want to focus on.
Everyone just breathed a slight sigh of relief when you said that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh gosh, do you want me to set up a Black Friday deals page for like every collection that I've got? So...
Yeah, no, that's a good point, and I appreciate you like clarifying that one for me and making sure that. Yeah, no, I'm talking about one page specifically. It's going to be hard enough to create these pages.
Another thing that I've read a lot about, so, and this is still what I'm kind of wrestling with, do you leave the page just active for the whole year? And the other thing is, do you put the year in it? So these are the two things that I've found from, like, just even reading about it that pop up. Some people have suggested potentially not to put the year in it, then you can just have the page sitting there, and then the Black Fridays aren't on, you potentially have no current Black Friday sales running, but these are our current sales, and just kind of change the collection page in terms of products that are showing there. Like what would you do? One, the year in the title. So whether it be, when I say that, I mean like Black Friday deals 2024, would you leave the year out? And are you leaving the page active all year?
Very good questions. And I don't think there's a right and wrong answer here with regards to the year. I think you could put the year in, and then obviously when it comes round to the following year, you can then set up a 301 redirect to Black Friday deals 2025. Mm-hmm. At least then, if someone lands on the Black Friday deals after 2024 or the Black Friday dates, then they're going to know that it's clear that these offers are not still available. And I think there needs to be something on the page that if people land on that page after these deals are finished, that it captures their details, whether it's like there's a newsletter, there's a sign up, says, look, you missed the Black Friday deals for 2024. We'll let you know as soon as they in 2025.
Sign up here so you don't miss 2025. Yeah,
exactly. So I think there needs to be a way once those deals are finished to try and capture their email address um, so that you can kind of nurture that relationship over the next year as well. And then you mentioned about keeping the page live, didn't you?
Yeah, like I'm for it, but I don't know where you'd sit on it from an SEO perspective.
I think I would keep it live because the problem is you could non-index the page, but then you've got a whole year of Google continuing to kind of crawl your page and build up that authority over time. Um, and the reality is people are not going to be searching, probably not going to be finding that page that often after Black Friday anyway, because they're not searching for that page. So unless you're actively searching Black Friday deals 2024 in March 2025, which is very unlikely, then you're not gonna find that page. So yeah, I think
I
I
haven't
would keep
done
it
it yet,
live.
but I'm actually tempted to just do it right now. Like type in Black Friday deals for a certain industry and see how many people have pages live still in that industry. From the SEO perspective, Charles, do you think if they've had the page live for, X amount of years, however long they've been running Black Friday, competing against someone that's just creating a page for Black Friday, do you think they've got an advantage over those people that would put it up for a week and then remove it?
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And actually, the good news is not many. I mean, I was doing some research earlier for one of my clients, and not many of their competitors have created dedicated pages, from what I'm seeing. Whether they've not thought about it yet, um, but I would certainly be planning. I mean, where are we now? What's the date? We're 3rd of September.
3rd of September.
Yeah. So the sooner you can get. Now, when do you make that page live is another question.
This
The
is the
quicker that
thing,
you can
like,
get it, yeah.
yeah, I would like, and this is another thing. Do you make the page live but hold out and putting on any of the deals on it? Which is obviously what I'd be doing because you wouldn't want to be releasing Black Friday deals in September. But from an SEO perspective, like if you've got that page there for 2 months with those kind of keywords that you're wanting to target for the Black Friday sales, is there enough advantage? Like, is there enough advantage that would warrant putting the page live this early without the deals on them? Or potentially doing what you mentioned before, just having the sign up page, hey, our Black Friday deals are coming, and having the sign up for the. That's actually
I
just
like that.
even
Yeah.
talking about that sounds like the better option to me. Just having the page live, because that way it's really no different than what we were discussing before about leaving the page live all year. You may as well get it live as soon as possible. It doesn't mean you have to put your deals out yet, but you can put an email sign up for your deals.
Yep. Be notified as soon as our deals, 2024 deals go live. Yeah, I like that. And also what you can do is once your page is live, you can go into Google Search Console and re-index the page. So Google will crawl it again and get the new information.
Good
Yeah,
tip.
I think that's a good idea. So a couple of other things that I would also be doing, assuming that you've created this dedicated Black Friday page, you've optimized the page with the right elements, you've added the Black Friday deals in the title, the description, the SEO title, the meta description as well is a few other areas I would be looking to include it. You could also, underneath, what I've seen companies do is they have their list of products on the page, and then underneath they have like an FAQ section, a dedicated Black Friday FAQ section. So it's just more opportunities to get those Black Friday keywords on the page, to boost you up the rankings. So that, in terms of page, we've kind of covered a fair bit there. In terms of what we would call off-page SEO, so things you do outside of your website to improve your rankings, I would be making sure that when you're posting on social media to promote you're promoting this particular page, not your homepage. So you want to be making sure that you're promoting via social media leading up to Black Friday. And something that I would potentially look to do is there's various like PR syndication services where you can just, pay anywhere from kind of $200 to $300 just to basically do a Black Friday generic kind of PR syndication.
That's a good point. You know what actually just hit my mind as soon as you said that? There's a lot of people in certain industries that do roundups of Black Friday deals for particular industries, especially for digital marketing. That's why I see them a lot. But, it might be for a particular industry, like, Black Friday deals for car parts. Here are all the people running deals. Black Friday deals for supplement companies. Here are all the supplement companies running deals. So if you can, I would try to do some Google research and find who's doing those roundups for your industry from previous years, and reach out to them early and say, hey, we're running this Black Friday deal. We'd love to be promoted in your kind of mail out for people that are interested in our particular industry. So that might be a little hack and a good networking opportunity to start leveraging now. And those guys, especially if they're bloggers, they're heavily incentivized by kind of affiliate programs or commissions. So if you do have an affiliate program and you do have kind of a referral program, let them know, because they're much more likely to put your Black Friday deals kind of at the top of their listings, basically, too.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. Really good point. So, yeah, the only other thing that I would include was just making sure that you're including Black Friday deals on your menu bar, and linking it at the top.
On the top nav, you mean?
Yeah, on the top nav.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So obviously that one you wouldn't leave live all year, but definitely while the promotion's on. Yeah, no, I actually hadn't even thought to do that, so that's a good shout. Because if people are landing on your website, but you don't have banners or advertising the Black Friday deals or anything like that, like you should probably put it in your top sticky headline. You should put it everywhere, but for whatever reason, if you just say you're running your Black Friday promotion over your email and you haven't edited your site or anything like that, I'm not suggesting you do that, but some people are running on bare minimum. It's very easy to put something in your nav menu, so there's no excuse not to do that. It will take you 2 minutes. So it's a good little tip to help people find what you're actually trying to promote during that period as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one thing. One of my clients does. They always add the Black Friday deals in the menu item or any particular yearly sale, and then they change the banner. They change the banner of their above the fold to whatever deals they've got going on.
Cool.
So yeah.
So this first part is kind of what we would do from an SEO kind of almost website perspective as well. I'll chat a bit about what we'll kind of do, like what I'm going to do at Facebook, Google Ads level, and email marketing level. Keep in mind, especially for Facebook, I'm not a Facebook specialist advertiser. I have done it a lot, but I wouldn't say I'm in the top echelon of Facebook media buyers. Google Ads, different story. Been doing it every day of my life for the last 8 years, so I would definitely say I'm in that top echelon for Google Ads. But what I would say is, for Black Friday, email marketing is going to be your money maker over that period. And so in the lead up and warming up your audience, you're going to want to primarily do that through email marketing and social ads. You don't want to warm up an audience on Google Ads. You can do it through the display network. I wouldn't recommend it. Do it on Facebook and do it through your email list. What I would be using Facebook for my clients in the lead up to Black Friday is running a giveaway to beef up your email list. So, email being the most important aspect for Black Friday, in my opinion, you want to beef up that list as much as possible and warm them up and get them to know your business before the Black Friday sales hit. And then when you have your sale, you're much more likely to convert them. So, what does that look like? When I say run a giveaway, I'm not talking about a like and share competition. Okay, scrap that. You want to run a competition through software. I use a software called Gleam.io. You want to run your promotion through that, so anyone that enters, you're actually collecting their email, as well as them entering your promotion. The problem with like and share is once that like and share is done, other than potentially they may have liked your social media page, you don't have a point of reference to kind of contact them ongoingly. So it's wasted in my opinion. If at least if you collect their email, you can keep touch ongoingly, and if they don't want to hear from you, then they can simply unsubscribe to your email list. So run a promotion to beef up those emails, which should carry you through with a good email marketing flow into the Black Friday period, and give yourself an opportunity to sell a lot more product. Another thing is, I get asked this a lot, like, what should our sale be? And you need to understand Black Friday. You need to understand your unit economics. So if your competitor's running like a 30% off site-wide sale and you're not going to be able to do it profitably at that price, don't do it. Like, think of something else creative. You can either do like bundle deals, like buy two, get one free, a percentage off certain products. You can release, I've seen this one done a lot too. You can release like a limited edition range for Black Friday, and if you spend X amount on the site, you get this limited edition product for Black Friday. There's a lot of creative ways that you can do it. It doesn't have to, it doesn't have to be a site-wide sale. Sure, that works for some niches. It's not going to work for everyone, especially if you're trying to compete with your competitor. Their unit economics are completely different. Their lifetime value might be completely different. And how much customers actually spend with them may be completely different to yours. So don't go benchmarking yourself off what competitors are doing. If you want to follow a company that does Black Friday promotions tremendously well, LSKD has done it well for the last X amount of years. And the reason I say they do it well is they don't just rely on one spike. There isn't just one email that goes out. They plan it so well, and there's multiple spikes throughout the whole Black Friday period. Their big sale is their biggest sale, and then once the biggest sale's done last year, they wanted to get more people onto their phone app as well. So they kept that big sale and then gave an even further discount if you actually made that purchase through their phone app as well. So if you want to see how they're warming up their list already and what they're doing on their social platforms, start following them now and get a bit of insight into how they're priming up for Black Friday, because I got no doubt that their Black Friday is going to be enormous. When I say enormous, my estimations would be easily over $10 million over the space of that Black Friday period.
So, Jimmy, how much would you say, when it comes to email marketing, especially leading up to Black Friday, is there any rules to follow in terms of like how much is too much in terms of, or
yeah, it kind of varies a bit too. Like it depends how active you are with your list already. Like if you haven't emailed your list all year and then all of a sudden they're getting 20 emails in 3 days, it's probably not going to go down well for you. But
no,
if it's like me and I follow some marketplaces and companies that I purchase from, I hear from them quite regularly. So it's not going to be out of the blue for me to see an upscale of emails coming from those companies potentially every 2 to 5 days. And in the lead up to on the Black Friday sales period, you might get like 3 hourly countdowns. So you might be getting like 12 emails a day. For the sale, this is what we're promoting now. 3 hours till we finish, till the sale's done. 2 hours till the sale's done. 1 hour till the sale's done. 30 minutes left till the sale's done. That's probably a bit over the top, but in terms of countdowns. But I have seen it done before, so it's really, you've got to consider what's congruent for your brand. And if you don't have previous data from your email marketing, don't overdo it to the point that you wouldn't like to receive. You definitely, for the countdown, you definitely need a 12 hour, 6 hour, and 1 hour left reminder. Like, I would definitely lock in those three. So that's 3 emails in one day for the big sale. But the reason that it's not going to also impact your business as much those days, sending that many emails, everyone's going to be getting hundreds of emails. So unless you're the only person that they're subscribed to their email list, which I could almost guarantee isn't going to be the case, you're going to be competing with hundreds of other emails on Black Friday. So the fact that you sent 3, they probably won't even blink an eye at, because they've got 3,000 emails to look through. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of emails go out Black Friday, put it that way. What's too much? I don't think there's a right answer for that. It depends how active you've been for your list already. If you're really active with your list, then you can go quite hard, because I don't think the expectation that more emails will be spent over Black Friday is like too hard for anyone to grasp. But yeah, like I said, I would start raising my eyes a bit if I hadn't heard from a company all year, and then all of a sudden I've got 20 emails over 3 days. I'm like, who are these guys? I haven't heard from them in ages. Like, they're the types of promotions that sales promotions that people just would unsubscribe from. So yeah, and the thing is, if you have a really good offer and a really good deal, people are gonna want to hear from you, because one, they want to do their Christmas shopping over this period, and two, if they like your product already and they're a regular purchaser, it would make absolute sense that they'd want to buy your products at a decent discount, or at least get an additional free item or get a limited edition item. Culture Kings does the limited items really well. So if you're looking for a company that does limited edition items, Culture Kings do it a lot, not just on their Black Friday sales. They do it throughout the year as well. Spend X amount and get this limited edition tote bag, get this limited edition hat, or something along those lines. They do it really well. So if you want to follow a company that do the limited item thing really well, Culture Kings is the one you want to look at. But yeah, there's so many different variations you can do on the Black Friday deals, but what everyone thinks is, I've just got to do a massive discount on my whole store and I'm probably not even going to make that much money. If you've done your unit economics and it's not going to be profitable for you, that's a horrible promotion for you to run, for your business to run, unless you know that your lifetime value of those customers are going to carry you through, and in the long run you're going to make more money. But yeah, I feel like you should be able to run Black Friday profitably.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Always the case with e-com sites. There's money in the margins. You need to really know your numbers and understand the economics of how your business runs. Even more so than pretty much any other business model. From what I know.
Yeah, and on the Google Ads side, like at a very basic level, a lot of account managers are lazy. So what you want to do to at least have some skin in the game for Black Friday, if you are having sales, you want to change your branded ads. And when I say branded ads, I'm talking about if your company is Culture Kings, if someone's typing in Culture Kings into Google and you've got ads running, you want your ad to talk about your Black Friday sales. So a lot of people will set and forget their brand ads and just never touch them. You need to be updating them over these periods and changing the copy, showing the Black Friday sales, making your site links relevant to the Black Friday sales too. So don't neglect your brand ads for Black Friday. Another thing you want to do is, if you are working with a Google Ads Manager, you want to be communicating your sales to them quite early, especially if it's for a specific product range or if it's a buy X, get X free type deal. The earlier you can communicate with your ad manager, they can set up a lot of that in Google Merchant Center, which will allow your shopping ads to basically show effectively the sale that you're trying to run. So they're the two main things for Google: updating your brand ads and getting your actual promotions in there through Merchant Center and in Google Ads itself through the promotion extension that they've got there too. But yeah, Google, I would use for search intent purposes. Facebook is kind of the display that I would use for retargeting, and if people have reached your site but haven't purchased, retargeting them through there. But I'm just saying, from myself personally, the way that I'll be using Facebook is for the lead up, and more so running promotions and bulking up people's email list contacts to be able to run kind of a steady flow through to Black Friday. And another little hack, if you don't have push notifications set up, highly recommend setting them up. It's a little golden nugget that hardly anybody uses. Charles, don't clip this because I want people that actually watch the episode to get that little golden nugget. I don't want it in a short at the moment. So yeah, if you've watched this episode, set up push notifications. It's basically, for under 250 subscribers, I think it is, it's basically a free way for you to push the equivalent of a text message to someone's phone or web browser. So yeah, it's a handy little addition to have. So if you don't have it on your site, add it.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. I was just about to say, for the audience, what is push notifications, but you've just explained it perfectly there. So that's good to, it's good to know.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't actually know what they are, because when they go to the site, it's kind of pops up at the top and it's like allow or cancel, and you just think it's a security thing. So people hit allow, and then the next thing they know, they're getting like web notifications on their phone, especially if they use Chrome, and they're like, how does this company do that? And that's, yeah, they're the push notifications. They're really effective too. So
interesting.
And not a lot of companies, actually probably more companies than I would assume would do it. I hardly ever sign up to them though, because I don't want those notifications on my phone. But a lot of people don't even know that they're signing up to them, and it's a prime real estate in actually sending out your promotions via, because people see it directly on their phone or directly on their web browser. So yeah, push notifications are a great little hack if you haven't done it already.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm certain I've not seen them on any of my client sites. Maybe I'm not looking in the right place. Maybe they do have them. I'll need to check with some of them, but it's certainly something that I'm going to be looking into for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's some great programs out there that run it too. I'll talk about the software. If people are watching this video and they want to know the softwares I'm using for that, post it in the group. So. And I'll let you know exactly how I'm running them and what softwares you should be using. I'm actually just building like a little mini training on it at the moment. So yeah, if you want that training for free, jump in the group and say, hey Jimmy, can I have the push notification training please? And I'll send it to you for free. So
nice.
Yeah, up to X amount of time. I'll let that offer stand till the end of 2024. So it will be a paid resource at some point.
Good to know. Anything else, Jimmy, that you wanted to cover tonight? What's anything else you're kind of working on at the moment?
What are we working? So yeah, I spoke to Charles the other night. So, and this is more so, this probably plays in Charles's space a lot actually. So I mentioned to Charles that a client that I was working on the other night, we ended up setting up over 300 different collection pages in the space of one night. So I just found the collection pages really effective to kind of grow, like bringing in traffic for certain keywords. So I've spoken about this briefly in another episode, but basically we had an influencer that was really kind of recommending a lot of the products that we sold. So we actually created a collections page called, it was the influencer's name, recommendations, and then we put all the products that we had that they were recommending on the page. And that actually started generating like, in the space of like 2 months, it was our second highest visited page. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this has legs. We could do this for a whole bunch of like, influencer types, stuff that people are watching in like volume and then searching for is people are searching for it, like, and it's relevant to my clients' businesses. I want to be showing up for that. So yeah, we created 300 collection pages, not all for influencers. A lot of them were cleaning up the sites, having brand collection pages. So I think we only had, maybe 20 of the 20 of the brands on there, when realistically I think we worked out we had like 130 brands. So we're like, well, we're stocking these, let's just create a brand collection page for it. So yeah, leading up to Black Friday too, it's probably, a good time to really take a look at your site, your tags, start cleaning up everything, making your collections more relevant, making the user experience better. Yeah, this is kind of like prime time to be doing that stuff. So honestly, I spent a lot of time working on that. And honestly, the majority of the rest of my week is Google AdWords management for my clients. And at the moment, that typically looks like balancing budgets and making sure we're funneling the budgets into the products that are converting better, and that are bringing in revenue, especially if you have a lot of products. If you have a lot of products and you're not segmenting well, you're going to be wasting so much of your budget on things that have no sales history on your account. So it's a bit of a gamble whether it's actually going to convert or not. Where you want to be spending your budget is what's bringing in a lot of sales, at the lowest friction point, especially if you have decent margins on them as well. So yeah, a lot of the management is around that, but sometimes it's really simple. Like sometimes, I'll get a new client and whoever's been managing it previously just has not done the basics well. They haven't updated the brand ads in years. They're not split testing anything. They don't have any site links. They don't have basic extensions that are going to help improve the visibility of your ads and make them more appealing. They haven't done any optimizations on the product feed, product titles, making sure the product images look really good. Like, I could go down a rabbit hole for Google Ads. I'm not going to on this podcast because the content's quite dry, and it's like really for kind of a niche kind of audience that really want to dig deep into Google Ads. But yeah, and it's another thing that if you have a specific Google Ads question, jump in the group. We haven't even mentioned it yet, actually. The group is called Ecommerce Marketing Community on Facebook. So jump in there, and if you have any specific questions about Google Ads, I am happy to answer it individually at the moment. The group, we've just hit 40 people in our first month, so it's a good starting point. But yeah, I want to see it grow, and I want to see people's businesses grow. It's kind of what, I don't know why, it just G's me up, makes me happy. Like seeing people, hit their revenue goals. That honestly, I don't like the phrase changes their life. It's way overused, but when you are making decent revenue and a lot of it, it gives you so many more options in life, and gives you a lot more flexibility. I'm not saying money makes you happy, but it can buy experiences that make, lifelong memories. So, Actually,
Yeah,
bugger it. I'm
absolutely.
just going to say it. Money makes you happy. Like you can do so much more. Like if you're in a
Well,
deep depression, it's probably not going to solve that. But
yeah.
if you're a happy-go-lucky, you love life, money's only going to enhance that.
Yeah, it enriches your lifestyle and like you said, you can do more, your experiences. I think the main thing is you're not worrying about it.
Yeah,
If
absolutely.
you
It becomes an
so
afterthought. So
yeah, exactly. So no, it's no, I think it's nice as well that particularly with when we make a suggestion to someone in the group and then they go off and execute on it fast and then they show us the results. It's a nice feeling to know
it
that
may,
you're making a
and
difference.
definitely, and it honestly makes me want to help them more. It's like, wow, if you implemented this quickly, hey, go and do this and this and this too, because it'll help as well. So it's
Yeah,
like the people that it's funny, the people that help themselves, like I'm much more willing to like give them more of my time, especially, in the early stages of the group as well. Like if they're just taking what we're saying, implementing it and seeing results, I'll be like, amazing, like do this and this too, because it will like compound what you've just done. So, um, absolutely. Like if you've got questions for e-commerce marketing related stuff, and even though there's 40 people in there, like some of my marketing friends are in there too, and they're like top echelon of their fields. So we've got some really good email marketers in there, other Google Ads people, and we've got Facebook. And Ben's really good at Facebook. He's got a good knowledge of email marketing, and he's going down a really deep rabbit hole of kind of user experience and user design. So there's someone in there that can basically answer any question you have. I will reiterate as well, the group isn't for logistics type issues. That's why we've specifically named it e-commerce marketing, like like stock shipping and product selection, and starting your e-commerce store. That's like it's not really the group for that. The group is more tailored towards, hey, you've got a really good product, you've got a store already. I want to increase my marketing, or at least get feedback on my website to see, hey, what I need to improve and what I can be doing better. But yeah, we're definitely not the it's definitely not the group for like logistics, like finding 3PLs or
that's not
um
ours.
yeah, I mean, I have a really general knowledge about that stuff, but to be completely transparent with you, there's other groups that are a better fit for that. Like I'm not the person you should be asking about, 3PLs and logistics, and maybe down the track, because watching all these e-commerce companies grow, it makes me want to like create my own for a case study too. More so because I get frustrated when people don't implement. I'm like, oh my gosh, if you just realize that you implemented this, this, and this, how much easier it would make your e-commerce journey. It's just like, I just want to use my skills on the marketing side for my own e-commerce. Where I struggle is all the logistics stuff though. So, like sourcing product, product design, like all that stuff is like that's not what gives me energy, and it's not what I enjoy. I enjoy finding someone with a good product and marketing the hell out of it. So yeah, who knows? I potentially might look for a partner that has a good product, and
Yeah, I
then
think it's a good
take it
idea.
from
Even
there.
we could potentially bring someone on to give some advice at some point with regards to logistics side of things and sourcing the right products and things. But like as Jimmy said, it's not quite our forte at the moment. We're focused more on the marketing side of things. So
Yeah, growth,
we'll,
like the
yeah,
exciting stuff, the things that you can implement to see those revenue numbers jump. So
good stuff. Well, I guess that's is anything else, Jim? Or was that? I think we covered quite a lot in a short space of time. Um,
yeah, I think we've had a more focus in this chat towards like get ready for Black Friday, start
yeah,
preparing now. So um, yeah, there's a lot more we can go on Black Friday, and we might start touching on it in the next couple of weeks, mainly because it's what me and Charles will be working on, and we like to discuss kind of what we're working on while we're doing it. On that, Charles, I know you asked me what I've been working on. Is there something specific that you're working on at the moment that you wanted to
yeah. I
either
mean, I've
brainstorm
been,
or discuss?
I've certainly been keeping a close eye on what Google are doing within their search engine. So specifically, I'm noticing more AI overviews coming in. So they're kind of starting to integrate I believe it's Gemini, or it may be a version of Gemini into their search engine. And when you type something in, you get an AI answer overview at the top. So it's kind of interesting to see how that's all going to play out. They're still kind of in testing phase, but I'm noticing more rollout in the US and the UK at the moment. I don't know if you've seen any in Australia, Jimmy.
I
Yeah.
haven't. No, I haven't. Nothing that's popped out at me that would say this. No, I am curious though. Like, are you seeing it more for informational queries, or are you seeing it on any e-commerce queries too?
It's more. I think the good news is it's mainly for more informational queries. So
Is
if
there is there an opportunity for people in the e-commerce space to kind of create content around informational type queries that would be relevant to their store that they could potentially leverage for this AI that's coming?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're still obviously in the kind of testing phase of figuring out what is going to actually work and get you within that potential overview and where the links are positioned. Because at the moment you've got the AI overview here, you've got some links underneath, and then there's actually some links, organic links to the right hand side from what I'm seeing. That's on desktop though.
Do you know you know what would be a good test for potentially our call next week? Because what I am seeing a bit pop up on social media is like people typing into AI, like ChatGPT, Gemini, what's the best product for blah blah blah, blah, and then it's actually listing products and websites. So what might be a good research point this week is, hey, how are the AIs picking this up, and how can I get my e-commerce business to be recommended by these AI platforms?
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's something that it's definitely worth delving into because, like I said, we don't know with where how dominant Google are going to be in years to come. It's certainly something you need to be considering as we go into this AI world, and there's
Ah,
so many different platforms and search engines and AI search engines. It's yeah.
I see without a doubt people are going to be. I know Apple's got like I forget what they even called it, but the
I know what you mean.
virtual reality glasses that they use. I know there's Oculus, which I actually have. I actually love my Oculus, but you can't see through the Oculus, so you're just stuck in VR. But Apple's, you can actually see through. The technology is going to get so good with those things that it is just going to be glasses. And people aren't going to be at a computer typing in, find this product. They're going to be talking to their glasses, and then it's going to show their results like directly in front of their eyes.
Yeah,
Where
I mean, I've seen with the new iPhone, or is it the new Mac, where you can basically use your eyes as the mouse cursor, and then you blink, and then it clicks on whatever you want. So we're certainly going into that kind of world. And I guess
I'm not saying to people like invest all your energy in being ready for that. Just know that it's coming, and put all your energy in what's going to make you money now.
yeah,
That's
I think it's a good
that's
point.
not going to make you money in the short term. It might make you a lot of money in the long term, but I can almost guarantee you've got other issues on your e-commerce marketing side that you'd want to address before even entertaining that world at the moment.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's good to have kind of at least be aware of it, but not be worried that that's all your focus and attention is on, because we're
Now
not
that I
there yet.
mentioned it, next week we can talk about it, but I am actually interested in your thoughts on how are these companies showing up in the AI recommendations, and is there any way to kind of game the system for that in terms of um, making it potentially easier to show up in AI recommendations.
Yeah, I'll
Even
take a look. I'll take a look. We'll see
one
what I can find.
one of my clients actually sent it to me a little while ago. This is when Bing kind of integrated with ChatGPT, but they said, "Hey Jimmy, like we asked ChatGPT where the best places were to buy um, like snow gear. They were selling like skis and things like that, and it was recommending their competitors. And they're like, how do we show up in this? And I was like, um, it, and like I try to just stay in my lane. They're hiring me to do Google ads, but it's like it was really interesting to me. I'm like, I'm not actually 100% sure. I haven't researched it. I'm pretty transparent. I don't like if I don't know, I'll tell you that I don't know, and I didn't
Yeah.
know. I didn't know how they got in there. Um, but yeah, I can imagine with more and more people using ChatGPT, not even just ChatGPT, more artificial intelligence chatbots that are coming out, people are going to start, questioning like, hey, how are they showing up in here? Like, why? How do I show up in here? So it could be potentially really interesting place to cover from. Not sure you'd even call that SEO because it's not
Well, it's
search engine optimization. It's almost like AI optimization. So I'm going to coin it now, AIO.
yeah. No, I mean it's really under the umbrella of search, isn't it? And there's various ways. You've got Google. I mean, even Amazon is a search engine in itself. You know, when you're looking for products, there's a way to optimize in order to show up on Amazon as well. So, and with AI as well, there's another form of, I'm sure, of how to optimize. So there's and the skill set could be wildly different. I need to do some more research to really figure out, is it the same type of principles, or is it is there any way that we can influence it, or is it just based on?
Another thing I wouldn't mind hearing from other people is, and this is completely different topic, but how many people are having, because I know we've spoken about this before, Charles, and I've spoken to it about other people, because it blows my mind how some like advertisers wouldn't go above and beyond to rectify this issue for clients, but how many other people are having issues with shipping prices in their Google Merchant Center when they have kind of complex shipping models? Um, and it blows my mind that some of these companies aren't advertising the products because they can't work out the shipping models, so they're just not advertising them at all. I'm just like, what are you doing? You're
Yeah.
showing like 400 products out of 3,000 because you haven't put enough time into figuring out the shipping matrix. And one thing to note on shipping matrix as well is Google show the lowest possible price that you can ship for. So um, you don't have to put every single price that you've got. So, for example, if one courier is like a lot cheaper than every other courier, and you know that, and that's the one that is default for all your locations, then you only have to put in the cheapest price. Some people think, oh, we've got like 5 different couriers, but this one only does this location. You can set up shipping prices per location. You can set it up per courier. Um, some of them are complex, and I know because I've had like a over 15,000 cell entry to like set up shipping matrix on Excel, so it can take time, but there is no excuse to not have all your products showing if the reason that they aren't showing is because your shipping prices aren't coming through properly. Like zero excuse for not showing like over like 80% of your products. It's just crazy.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Very good point. It's pretty common, but you know,
Yeah, but
so
the thing, if you don't know how to calculate your shipping costs, how is the customer going to know what they're going to pay for shipping when they get to checkout? Like, I know your systems work it out when they get there, but if your systems can work it out for your checkout, you can work it out for how much it's going to cost based on location, weight, size of boxes, anything. Like, I've heard it all. Like, oh, we can't do the shipping matrix because there's this variable. I'm like, sweet, we'll create a shipping matrix for that variable. Um, Yes. It actually annoys me because there's so much potential and it's not being realized because
Yeah.
it's yeah. And these are the type of situations that annoy me. Sure, it's a lot of work. No Google Ads manager wants to sort that out because it is a lot of work. But when you get on clients and you want to keep them happy and you keep them around, you'll do the work that, especially if they're paying you well too, you'll do the work that other managers won't do.
Well, it's going to make a big difference.
Get them the results. Yeah, exactly right.
If you've got thousands of products that aren't showing up, I mean that's how much revenue potential is there in terms of an opportunity cost.
The thing is, even if they don't want to advertise them, like they're restricting themselves from showing up in the free shopping listings too. So by not sorting it out, they're like robbing themselves of organic traffic too. So they're robbing themselves of sales, organic traffic, just from poor shipping price practices. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man.
I think we'll wrap it. I think we'll wrap it up there, Charles. That was a good chat. I wanted to. We both wanted to focus mainly on Black Friday tonight, but yeah, we've thrown a couple little other gems in there at the end. But yeah, check us out at the Facebook page, Ecommerce Marketing Community, and yeah, Charles and I are both in there. Look for the one with about 40 people in it at the moment. That's us. So I know we're such well-rounded marketers that you'd be expecting to see a group of a couple of thousand in there, but it's a month-old group, and we're building slowly. So come join us.
Yeah. Well, we're lead and nimble. Good stuff. All right, sounds good, guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.